How does Kim Jong-il's North Korea affect the world today? We interviewed some random people.
I think he's a little crazy, he's scary, and I think he might have weapons that could hurt a lot of people, and I just think the world needs to get along. You know, that's what I'd like to see, is more peace. And less violence and less anger in the world.
Isn't that the guy in The Hangover?
North Korea is the bad one, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because he's like a dictator, right?
Yep.
He's, I don't know how he affects us, but how he affects them,
Or the world in general. How do you think?
I think dictators in general are bad for the world. They suppress human rights and the dignity of people that live there. So that's not a good thing.
Thank you.
I think he has an impact in his part of the world. I don't know that he's impacting the rest of the world, but as far as the Koreas, you know, he still rules with an iron fist over there, and his ideal of communism is, you know, different than what we've grown up with, obviously, in democracy.
About him, and he's very dangerous. He's in charge of a nuclear program, and nobody knows exactly what he might do with it, so he's pretty dangerous to the whole world.
It was the year 1897 when Gojong declared the Korean Empire. It was a mere 10 years later, the year 1907, when Gojong was forced to abdicate his throne in favor of his son, Sunjong. It was a mere 3 years later, the year 1910, when Japan annexed Korea, the next very important event in Korean history. The next prominent event occurred on March 1st, 1919, otherwise known as the March 1st Revolution, which was Korea's attempt at independence. To better elaborate on this, however, is real-life person Dr. Michael Kahn, professor and expert on the subject.
While the March 1st movement didn't succeed in giving the Koreans independence because no foreign governments were willing to issue aid against Japan, it did bring light to the dissatisfied people of Korea, informing the world of the situation at hand. This inadvertently wounded Tokyo greatly by exposing the facade of good colonialization.
In 1945, Japanese Empire surrendered to the Allies, allowing Korea its independence. This independence inevitably led to one thing: the division of Korea from the North USSR area and the South US controlled area, leading to the North Korea we know today. In 1948, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea was announced, and the Soviets withdrew, allowing Kim Il-sung to take power. Beginning in the 80s, Kim Il-sung's son, Kim Jong-il, began to gain power politically, allowing him to take over later. His political status eventually paid off, as in 1994, when Kim Il-sung died, Kim Jong-il was able to take over, but refused the presidential title. To elaborate on this topic, we have to look towards the influence of Benjamin Wright, an expert on all things Korea.
On July 8, 1994, Kim Il-sung died at the age of 82 from a heart attack. However, it took 3 years for Kim Jong-il to consolidate his power. He officially took the titles of General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea and Chairman of the National Defense Commission on October 8, 1997. In 1998, his Defense Commission chairmanship was declared to be the highest post of the state, so Kim may be regarded as North Korea's head of state from that date on. Also, in 1998, the Supreme People's Assembly wrote the president's post out of the Constitution in memory of Kim Il-sung, who was designated the country's eternal president. It can be argued, though, that he became the country's leader when he became the leader of the Workers' Party. In most communist countries, the party leader is the most powerful person in the country.
In In 2002, nuclear brinkmanship began in North Korea, and in 2003, North Korea withdrew from the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, making it a threat to America. Now, this led to the Six Parties Talk, which included important powers such as China, America, North Korea, and Japan. For more information, this could be best explained by Chethan Heber, an expert on the topic.
North Korea's interest in a nuclear weapons program reaches as far back in time as the end of World War II. Since then, Pyongyang has mastered the nuclear fuel cycle and has both plutonium and enriched uranium programs capable of producing fissile materials. Now, North Korea declared that it had roughly 38.5 kilograms of weapon-grade plutonium extracted from spent fuel rods in May of 2008. However, external estimates have varied. In November 2010, North Korea unveiled a uranium enrichment program, ostensibly intended to produce low-enriched uranium for power reactors, though it would be possible for Pyongyang to produce more highly enriched uranium for weapon purposes if it decided to do so. North Korea has conducted 2 nuclear weapon tests in 2006 and 2009. The six-party talks between North Korea, South Korea, Japan, China, Russia, and the United States began in 2003 with the goal of denuclearizing the Korean peninsula. However, these talks have been suspended since April of 2009.
In retrospect, we see that Korea's history has shifted it and made it become what it is today, a nation that threatens America, Western nations, and its own people.